Oh, hey everyone. Welcome back to the stream, welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another video. As you can see, we're still working on this guy right here. The Tiger 1 mid-production by Tamiya, 1/35th scale. Also this. So, let's continue. Well, she's starting to look like a tank. Finally. We're getting there. Let's get this turret off of here. What did we do last time? Well, we didn't do too much. We got the upper hull mated to the lower hull. That's all fun and that's all nice and solid and good now. I added some kibble and bits to the top here. We've got our bolt cutters and an axe and a shovel and a whatever that thing is and a hammer. Looks like a crowbar and a shovel on the front. So yeah, then I decided, as you can see, it looks very black and dark inside there. I painted it, took some black paint and put that on the inside there. In hindsight, I should have done that before putting the upper hull on, but whatever. And I did the same kind of treatment on the inside of the turret. And just because you are going to see a little bit, going to be able to see a little bit on the sides inside there, and so I just wanted it all black. Right? That's what I want. Speaking of black, Mr. Surfacer 1500 Black is what I'm going to be doing right now. It's time to primer this thing. Get some primer on this, and then we can continue. Seems kind of a shame to put the primer over all this nice little zimmerit I've got going on around the edges, but that's par for the course, right? So, with that in mind, let's do it. Let's grab an alligator clip, see if that's going to be strong enough for this. Yep, it'll hold. Okay. That way I don't have to paint my fingers. So, with that, let's just throw some primer on here and let it sit for a few minutes. A little bit hard to get the front of this. Really. Fortunately, it does dry fairly quick. Maybe not as quick as I'd like, but quick enough anyway. Done. Okay, so let's do this. I don't know if you saw any of that or if you care to see any of that. Let me turn on one of my fans here. There, I'll show you my big fat leg and my table. Weird. Okay, so that for whatever reason that camera's not working, you're just gonna have to bear with me while I do this here. Start at the bottom, move my turret out of the way. There we go. Okay. I'm not too concerned about getting a lot of coverage on the bottom, because a lot of it isn't going to be seen. Just helps to get all those angles right. Of course, I got overspray on my fingers, but oh well. done. We can let that dry, and that's going to give my surfaces a nice surface. Give my surfaces a nice surface. Yeah, you know what I mean. It's ridiculous. Just trying to explain stupid stuff. Okay, well, what's next? Now that that's done, are we done? Yeah, okay, see you, bye, next time. No. I do have a couple more pieces to put on the upper hull, or on the hull, but I don't need to do those now. Things like the locking mechanism for when it's traveling for the barrel to sit in. I'm going to put that on a little bit later. I've got fire extinguisher that sits on the back. Yeah, that's the little tiny things like that can wait till I got some proper paint laid down. So let's see what's next here. Next is the turret, of course. We already have the turret done, right? See, she's done. At least this half anyway. So continuing with the turret, we have the hatches. We got to build this one hatch that goes here, which now it's kind of hard for you to see because it's black. But this hole here, we got a hatch we got to assemble. I'm going to put the barrel in, and the barrel's going to go in like that. Which I guess I could glue right now. Why not, right? Why not? Might as well. Just like that. Done. Looks pretty straight. Maybe not. There we go. All right. There's the barrel. Yeehaw. That's easy. Okay. Hatch. So with the hatch, I'm just going to put this here so that we can get my parts out here. With the hatch, we're going to need our B tree and our A tree. A and B. Mostly B. Let's see. So here's B. We want B14 times 3 and B21. B21 is the hatch itself. So there's the hatch. What's this here? And we want B14 times 3. These little handles. Okay, so I need the second B tree. That should have my third little handle on here. Okay, and then we need A52. There's 45, there's 52 right there. We're going to need the A tree in a minute as we start working down here, but for now, let's clean these up. So it's easy to have these a little unsightly. With their little nub marks on them. I'll switch the camera for you guys here, just so you can see a little bit better. Instead of staring at my face, you might be able to see what I'm doing. Just cleaning up these little nub marks. Just double checking here. This one's going to be fine. And there we go. Okay. So, with it flipped like this, we need to put one of these here. So, glue. Just like that. Make sure we are 90 degrees up and down. There we go. Okay, so that's that side. Now on the other side of this, we're going to put two handles. One here, and then that center little guy right there. Okay, so let's get ready. Now I've gone and flung my other handle over here somewhere. And I don't know where it is. I know it's over here somewhere, in amongst my mess of parts. But where exactly it went, I don't know. So I'm going to grab the other one off of the bee tree. So I got one left on here. Let's not fling this one away, shall we? Okay. Some glue. So there's one. Your second one. And then our actual piece to open the hatch goes in the middle here. Assuming, of course, it will detach from my tweezers. Really? What the fuck? Thank you. Alright, so there we go. There's all our details for our little hatch. And so now, it's going to go on here. Obviously, we have the options to have it open or closed. I think having it open will be a neat thing, even if I leave it like partially, like this, or maybe like this. If I leave it all the way down, it's kind of like, hey, they flung it open and then left it. But I want to have this painted black. So if I'm going to have this displayed all the way open, then I want to have the shadow underneath there, because it's going to be a nightmare to try and paint afterwards. And if I decide to have it partially I could just glue it like that. But I think kind of having it almost like it was really hard to open, and they just left it like that, partially not quite 90 degrees. I think that will give it some character. But I want to let this glue dry. Okay, I just want to let that set up and be nice and solid and perfect. So we're just going to leave that for now, and we'll move on. We'll move on to this other stuff on here. So going back to the A tree, we want 55, 45, and 61. So A tree. Oh, there's the other guy. He flung over this way. Okay. Well, he can go in my pile of spares. So we want 45. That's this guy here, the big disc. And we want 55 and 61. Well, here's 61 right here. We need 61, which is going to be a little bit of a, looks like a cover. There's 66 and 62. Oh, sorry, I need 55. 43, 45, 52, 53. There's 54. This guy goes on top of the thing. Here's 55 way over here. Okay. Looks pretty good. Okay. I always find cleaning up the nubs on the insides of these rings to be a bit of a challenge without actually bending the ring. Delicate parts are always a little bit challenging to clean up properly, you know, without bending them, damaging them, all that good stuff. Okay, so this ring is going to go on top of here, and we've got two little pegs to line up with that hole and that hole. So it sits like that. Okay. So of course, you know, when you test fit, it fits great, and then once you get glue on it, suddenly it doesn't fit. It's the most frustrating thing to me. Now that I got glue on it, it doesn't want to sit in its spot. There. Asshole parts. Okay, calm down. This one goes in the middle here. We've got two little tabs that are going to fit in that little slot. And you're going to be happy in your home. Supposedly, you're going to be happy in your little home. There we go. Sits nice and perfect. Sort of. Okay. And then this guy, he goes right here over those. So, again, two little tabs for him to sit nicely in his little home. All this stuff should have been done before I painted him, but it doesn't matter. I can always come over this with another little shot of the Mr. Surfacer Black and just cover these if I want. Okay, speaking of black, we've got tracks to put on, okay, going around. We need a bunch of B18s to go on the tops as links to go on across the top here, while the tracks are actually fixed to these holes along here. So let's take a look at our tracks. I actually have some already cut off spares, so let's see how these are supposed to fit in there. Now it actually makes sense. I'm going to switch this up here. You guys remember when I was assembling the tracks and I was making these links? And I pointed out that there's some tracks on here that have like an extra little peg sitting in the middle here that these ones didn't. They have the peg on the side like these ones, but these ones have one in the center here, okay, where these ones don't. So I'm going to change the camera back and I'll show you. I'm not sure how well that you're going to be able to see the difference on here. Now I'm going to try and show you if my camera will focus. Okay, so in the middle of this one, there's an extra peg sticking up. See that there? Right there. And there's not any on these ones. So if I get the angle right, you might be able to tell. You see it there? Right there in the middle. Sticking out. Okay? And it's not like that on any of these. only on these, and there's only a few that are like that. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of them like this. I think there might be a few on this still. Yeah, there's more on here. 1, 2, 3. There's 3 left still on here. And I just discovered why. That I couldn't tell before. Now that I'm actually going to put them on here, these ones that have that extra little tab in the middle there, they also have these 2 little pins sticking up to allow you to line them up with these holes and stick them onto the side of the turret. Well, how about that? Now there's a reason why. And so I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need 7. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I do need to take one off of this because I need a total of 7. So that's still going to leave me with a couple of extras. Clean this up with my nice, lovely razor glass file. Cannot recommend this thing enough. Love this file. Yeah. Okay, so I have those. Now I'm not ready to put those tracks on the side of the turrets yet because I want to be able to paint in here. And if I glue the tracks on now, well then I can't paint in there. That's going to be impossible. I want to be able to do that. But these B18s that get glued on top, I might be able to get away with putting those on. So let's just grab one. B18. Let's see, where's 18? So I got 4 of them on here, and I got 4 of on the other side, obviously. So let's take one off of here. So, if there's no actual thing to put them, to line them up or anything, so it's literally just put a track on and then glue it on. So the tracks, they want them facing with the guide, I'm going to call them guideposts because I don't know what else to call them. They're the guides that go on either side of the wheels, like that. Okay. That keep it all lined up on the wheels like that. Those guides, these guys. Okay. Those guys, they want them on the down side. Okay. So, if I put one on here, line that up. Okay, let's try this again. You know what I might do is tape them on. If I put them on here and then tape them, then I could glue those other pieces on top. Jerk. Okay, let's get a piece of tape. I'm going to want thin tape, I think. Yeah, let's do this. probably a lot more trouble than it needs to be. But there we go. Okay, so they're sort of in place. They are and they're not. But for what I'm going to be doing, it's good enough. The idea that they're trying to show me is to glue this down on top. Kind of like that. There's not a lot of surface area. It's just a matter of getting it in that one spot. Okay, so there's one. Let's get 4 more. Actually, I think I put this one on upside down. Which is exactly what I did. One side of these has a little bit longer of a lip on it to go down the side of the turret, which obviously I did not notice at first, which is why this one got put on upside down by mistake. I'll switch the camera back for you guys so you can see. Okay, as you can see, I'm kind of working my way around here with these guys. One side has one edge that's got a little bit longer lip on it than the other, so yeah, it dropped inside. Well, it's better than on the floor. Tape is definitely helping keep these things on here, even if I don't have them all lined up perfectly, like this guy. Where's your hole? don't you get in your hole? There. Get in there. And stay in there. Again, there's no definitive guide. There's no holes on the side of the top to put these in to make sure you got them in the right spots or anything like that. It's just really by eyeing it up. And that's it. So I've got 2 more on this side. So I get 2 more little hanger things. 1, 2. 2 more pieces of track. I'll get another 2 pieces of tape. I guess I already had a piece of tape there. Oh well. Okay. It's this guy and the one that decided to try and run away. Zimmer it in between the track, makes them not really line up very good. So I'm going to scrape away this Zimmerit here. Better. All right. Almost need 3 hands to do this, to keep it all steady nice. Don't need these on here anymore because, well, I don't. But let's just turn this like this, because I have a nice easy time with this direction on the other side. Go. we go. Okay. That's going to work good. So now these can come off. Revealing just my little pegs sticking out. And now I can get underneath them to glue them a little bit better just to make sure they stay. Is this thin, extra thin, quick setting doesn't seem to be as strong of a glue. I mean, it does the job, it gets the job done, but I find if it's something that I think might need a strong bond, I'm going to use the thicker stuff over the thin quick set. Okay, so there's that. And that's it for that page. That's it for this. They even show the two on the other side. You're doing the same thing. So those are done. Oh, we got little plugs to go on each side. A53. A53, two little plugs. Okay. Sometimes these tiny little ones, are the hardest ones to clean up your little nubs off and to get them nice and clean and round. Okay, there's the little plugs, and they're going to go on each side in these little holes here. And they do stick out just a little tiny bit. Okay. One. Kind of gives you the illusion of a pivot point on the turret. Oops. Let's just put glue everywhere, eh? There we go. Okay, our two little plugs, one on each side. Dink and doink. Okay, and that's it for that page. This page is now done, complete, except for the little seats for They go in the bottom here and here. Where are they? Those are A23 and 24. Where are we? 23 and 24. This is about as much detail on the interior as we're going to get. As they sit inside these little notches right here. This one goes here, just like that. And then this one slots in right there, like that. And so those will be visible through the top. You can see them there if I get the right angle for the camera. You can see them in this inside there, just a little bit, and then just a little added detail. Nothing too special, nothing too fancy. And so that's that. So we flip the page. We're finally going to put our little canister thing on the back. Like so. But I should hit this with a coat of the Mr. Surfacer first, just to make sure everything is the same. I kind of want to put another bullet hole in this thing, but one thing I regret doing is not making this thinner to actually make it able to dent. So I'm going to fix that right now. This is kind of a detour from what I was planning on doing today, but I'm going to thin out the wall on this so that I can actually make it dent as if this was much thinner steel. Okay, so because I've already assembled this, I can't get in there with a Dremel, so I'm going to have to cut a hole. So I'm going to have to cut a hole like in here, which won't be visible anyway because it's going right up against there. So I'm going to cut this out and make a hole so I can get my Dremel in. So let's just do this. Okay. And then make this hole bigger. This is where my big nippers will come in handy, because I don't care what kind of damage I do to this on this side. I just want to make a big honking hole here. That's all I'm caring about. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. I can take some meat out of there. there's a big crater. Well, doing all this just simply so that I can get in there with my Dremel bit. Also, you can get to see just how thick the plastic is. This is not thin plastic that I'm dealing with here. It's pretty thick. Okay, I got a pretty decent hole there. And now I can actually see my bullet holes through there. I can see them now through the big gaping hole I've just made. But as you can probably see, as I get the right angle on here, you can see, if the camera will focus, this is what I hate about my camera. You can see how thick that plastic is in there. Right? That's thick plastic. And that's why it's hard to dent it. Right? To make it look like thin steel. And that's the whole point. So I'm going to get inside there with my Dremel and thin that plastic a little bit. So, I grab my Dremel. Let's get this bit out of here. Grab my other bits. Got this nice little kit. It's been sitting for a while. I don't usually use my Dremel that much. But if I use one of these, I should be able to, oh, maybe not. Not yet, anyway. I have my other Dremel bit. This will work. This is going to make quick work of that hole. Is now that much bigger, and now that'll get in there. So all I need to do really is just get in there and go a little bit. So let's see how this goes. Okay, so I've taken some material out there. It's actually feeling quite warm. So that's the test. Now, how thick is that now still remaining? is I'd like to get a lot of chunks that it created. Let's just try this. I've successfully created dents. Perfect. Now with dents created, it actually makes it look like something really hard hit it, and that looks better to me. This side, of course, don't give a crap what it looks like because it's hidden just like that. But now that looks like I've actually got dents from the impacts hitting this thing, and I like that. I like that much better. Of course, as opposed to the impacts on the much harder surface like here and here and here and here. I don't want dents. I want those to have that, you know, the exploded kind of like there's a crater and the hot metal has come around the outside. You know what I mean? That look like this. And I've done that here and here also, and here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 shots here on the front plate, and this one at an angle that's kind of like this, like it's gone doing like that. So it's a little slightly bit elongated here, with most of the excess metal that's flashed out is on this edge and not the front edge, to give it that bit of an illusion of a you know, this is the angle and the impact hit it like this, so it makes it long and flares out on this side like that. Anyway, that's my reasoning for that. So let's put this away now that I don't need it anymore. And put that back on there. Okay, so let me just hit this with some Mr. Surfacer real quick and dirty. How am I going to do this? How am I going to hold you? I will hold you like that. Okay. Mr. Surfacer. Okay, she's nice and black now. He's back. I missed the start. Yes, well, you did. Okay, so now I'm going to have to let this dry for a minute or two. Let's just stick that in there. What else we got going on here? So we put that on. Oh, we've got the machine gun to put together and the cover for the main hatch. So the main hatch, we need A60 and 62. So there's 60 and 62. Okay. go. And then picked up the tweezers in anticipation of needing to use them to pick this piece up. And then I actually didn't need them. Okay. This here. There we go. Some glue on there. And that's that. So then we have this going on here like this. And I suppose if you want, you can also have it positioned closed like so. Whichever way you prefer. I'm kind of going on the assumption that I'm going to be having it displayed open. Again, my whole theory behind this is the tank was knocked out and they abandoned it. So I'm probably going to have it, when all said and done, probably glued in a position like that. That's probably how I'm going to have it finished. But I won't be putting that on until I'm in much further along in the painting stage. Speaking of paint, this is now dry to the touch. I'm much more happy with the way this has turned out here. As you can see, even on the camera, with the right angle, you can see that it's a much more dented surface and pushed in like it's been hit with hard shells, impacts, and I like that much better. I'll even make this one a little bit bigger. Bigger of a hole, just to solidify the fact that that's a big bullet that went through there. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so now this goes on, and it simply just goes doink like this. So, glue. Now this side doesn't have as much surface to glue on, but that's perfectly alright. Just make sure we've got contact. We have a little bit. I haven't contacted any on that side, so try this again. Feels like I had some contact that time. Grab my thin set just to make sure. There we go. Now in the historical photographs that I looked at these things with this for the Zimmerit, I didn't really see any Zimmerit on this part. So I don't know. This is why I didn't actually put any on this side, because I didn't see any in the pictures. They might have, they might not have, I don't know. But it doesn't really matter. Like I've said before, I'm not really going for a historically accurate portrayal of this thing. So let's put this on here now. Put that there. That there. And next we got our little machine gun. So I'll assemble the machine gun and then I'm going to call it a day. So for the machine gun we need a 56, 57, and 30. 56 and 57 are right there. And 30, the actual machine gun itself. There we go. Okay. I always get a kick out of these little delicate machine gun parts on these tanks. Although I'm sure in reality these things are probably, you know, like this part here is probably made out of like half-inch steel. But, you know, it's so delicate in this scale. Okay, so we've got that little peg. It's going to go down here. And that's it. So unlike other guns I've assembled on these tanks, this one will not move. It looks like it's all going to be in a fixed position. And this guy is going to sit like this with this in here like that, although they have it sitting up like so. So this sits on this like that. So let's get that glued on. One part at a time, eh? That's a lot more glue than I needed. But that's perfectly all right. It's going to sit like that. I want it kind of level, so I'm going to hold it here for a moment. And of course, in assembly now you realize what this ring is for, right? It's because this thing could slide around and then they could easily move the machine gun around and fire it like that. Now this piece goes up at an angle. According to the instructions, it sits up at an angle kind of like that. But then, see, in this picture here, they show it up on an angle. But then when they show it down here with the little soldier guy, it's just straight level. It's not up on an angle like that. So that's going to be interesting. How am I going to have this displayed? Maybe by default it was on a spring mechanism that had it pointing up, and then when the guy grabbed it, he could angle it down. Because I could just have it straight. straight is how it's going to be. Just like that. And then this is going to go on there like this. So that's a point of, this is a point. And there we go. I've got my machine gun on there. So there we go. Just like that. And so that, my friends, is where I'm going to call it for today. That's going to be it. The actual assembly of this thing is almost complete. In fact, that is the last part in the book for the assembly. Of course, obviously, I have not even begun to put the wheels and the track on, because from my perspective, it needs to be painted first. You know, line up, there we go. So, nice thing about Tamiya kits, the turrets almost always fit nice and loose, and you can spin them around real nice and easy. I found with the two Meng kits that I've built, the fit is so tight on the turret that I've actually needed to use grease to do that. But yeah, so that is where I'm gonna leave it for today. Basically, the next step, I want to spray these with some Mr. Surfacer. I want to spray the wheels with some Mr. Surfacer and get that done. I've got my fenders, which I have thinned out a little bit so that I could bend them a little bit to represent damage here, to separate the plates to make it look like they're actually separate pieces going along the fenders like this, right? They're going to sit something like that, right? This one I actually went to the point of cutting a section out. Like that piece has just been it's totally gone. Like there's no part there at all. I think that just adds to the, this thing's seen some stuff, right? But yeah, that's it. I still have my hatch. That's got to go here. That's this guy. He's going to be displayed. He's going to be open, kind of like that, sitting like that. Yeah. Anyway, that's where I'm going to leave it for today, guys. And I want to thank you guys again for watching. Thanks for coming out. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. That really would be awesome. And if you like this stuff, you can like the videos and leave comments, all that good stuff. You know, all the YouTubers ask for that stuff, and I do too. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks for coming out. If you want to see stuff, pictures of the things I've built in the past, you can always go to my Instagram. Down in the description box, I'll put links to my Twitch and my Instagram and all that good stuff down there. Yes. So, thanks again, guys. Thanks for watching. And, yeah, we'll see you all in the next one.